Quick shout out to my Patreons who keep this channel going. You can join my Patreon down in the description below. What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're interacting to the 15th episode of Moriarty the Patriot. This one's titled The Phantom of Whitechapel Act 1. So yes, we've got another multi-parter. I don't know if this is going to be a two-parter or a three-parter compared to the Irene Adler arc. It made sense that Adler got a full three-episode arc. I mean, Adler's quite an iconic character in the Sherlock stories, so it made sense that she got one of the longest arcs so far. Whitechapel, I don't know about, because Jack the Ripper is a very interesting character, and just person or persons, we don't know. Like, this is the beauty of Jack the Ripper as a story, and the reason why I'm fairly certain it's Jack the Ripper is because Phantom of Whitechapel, a phantom, kind of something unseen, and it's like lurking in the shadows, and Whitechapel was the area he worked. He was called the Whitechapel Murderer, so I'm 99% certain we are dealing with Jack the Ripper this time. We also saw a woman who appeared to be quite mutilated, so that, again, kind of goes with the theory. But like I said, Jack the Ripper is a very, very interesting figure because we don't know who that was. If it was a single person, if it was a group, we don't know which killings were his, because I think there's 5 that we kind of say were definitely him. But even then, I think like not everyone agreed that all 5 were him. But these all occurred in like in the 1880s somewhere. Like all in the same year, all within like 3 months of each other, or something close like that, 3 or 4 months. And there was differences, and some would say that not all of them were him. I think it's like 3 were definitely connected, and they knew 3 were connected, but maybe the other 2 weren't. Can't remember. But even then, there's countless more victims, even after that, all the way up until like the 1890s, I believe. Somewhere in the 90s. It's a period of like 3 or 4 years, somewhere around then, in the late 80s, early 90s of the 1800s. And we don't know who it was. We never know. And I think, like, considering where we are in history now, we can never know. Unless we ever develop time machine technology, like some super sci-fi concept like that, we'll never be able to go back and check. We'll never know, because all the evidence of that is relevant is now gone. We only have what was written down, and that's not enough, because they had no clue. I think they suspected like over 100 people as well of potentially being Jack the Ripper. It's nuts. And that's the beauty of, I think, using Jack the Ripper as a storytelling point. Not only is it very, very thematic with what Moriarty the Patriot's doing, but you can do whatever you want with it. Like, all you know is that London, Whitechapel, if we're actually going to be historically accurate, not in a great space, mass immigration, mass anti-Semitism, women are having to go and turn to prostitution to make ends meet. That's why there was a rise in prostitution, and why most of these victims were prostitutes. And after you've adhered to that, that's it. It's free reign. Have whoever you want as Jack the Ripper. Have as many people as Jack the Ripper as you want. You can do whatever you want with the story. Like, I don't think there's even any, like... There's no limit. Like, it could be someone who just doesn't like prostitutes. It could be someone of nobility. It could be anyone. And I think for this story, since all the victims are just regular working people, I don't know how Moriarty would get involved in that necessarily, and what would be in it for him, except to incite panic. And the best way to incite panic is to blame a nobleman. That's what we've been finding out, all these nobles throughout this entire series that have been doing things. Like, how many have we, killed in investigating this stuff and, like, organizing all this? So, making a nobleman Jack the Ripper would be a logical step for this show to take. But we've also got all the events of the Adler arc now to factor in, so we've got James Bond now, which is so dumb. I love it, but it's so dumb to have James Bond be in this. Like, of all... I mean, they're just trying to cram in every British, like, mention they physically can of this, but it actually works. That's the sad bit about it. It actually fits really, really well. And it's a way to keep Adler's character around whilst having fun with it, and actually making it relevant to the story long term, instead of just discarding her as a one-arc character. This show is special. And linking the Holmes family with the French Revolution, since Robespierre was actually a British agent from the Holmes family, long lost ancestor, hence why Mycroft is so loyal to the government and is willing to just let Moriarty and his group just slide for now because he can't risk exposing the Holmes family, the British government, essentially. He is the government. He can't afford to risk that his family was involved in the French Revolution and therefore start the demise of the Empire. So, this is really, really well thought out. I love this so much. And I'm very excited for a Jack the Ripper-based storyline. I really am. I hope it's more than 2 acts. I hope we get an act 3 as well. But at least we'll get a double out of this, which is very, very good. So, anyway, I'm so excited. I really am so excited to have Moriarty the Patriot on this list. I'm so glad it's got so much more. Anyway, as per usual, these are time-based format actions here on YouTube. If you want to see the full picture-in-picture, you can go to my Patreon down in the description below. £4 a month gets you access to all picture-in-picture actions to do on the channel, which is everything from the current seasonal lineup, as well as Patreon request shows World Trigger, Symphogear G, and Log Horizon, of which Log Horizon will be finishing this week and moving straight on to Season 2. We also have movie reactions with Weather Review the movie coming out later today, so look out for that one. We'll also have a poll for that on the 1st of the month, so you can vote on which shows you want. I would highly recommend, if you want to become a Patreon, wait until the beginning of the month, because you'll be charged now, and then you'll be charged on the 1st, so it's not really worth it for those extra couple of days early. Wait till the end of the month, the start of the new month. By then you have a whole month to view all my content and decide if you want to stick around or leave. I understand people who want to leave immediately. Just coming for one series, watch the series, and then be like, okay, I got my money's worth. It's fair enough. But here on YouTube, we do time-based, so bottom left of the screen, you'll see a time of the episode. I count down 3, 2, 1, play. Then on play, you start the episode, I start the episode, and we should be in sync. We'll watch this one on Funimation as per usual, since they're the ones who licensed it. We have the Bandai visual logo and then the Funimation logo, so about 11 seconds of logos, give or take. I'll call them out as I go past, but you can also use screen flash on my face, the mic, or this part of my headset to tell what the scenes are transitioning. So, with all that said, let's get into this week's episode, shall we? In 3, 2, 1, play. Bandai visual. Funimation. Cheers. Here we go. I'm fading as per usual. Yep. Prostitution is rife. We're in Whitechapel for sure. Local Bobby out on patrol. And there's the first victim. Maybe not the first, but definitely a victim. Yep. Once again, there we go. This is number 2, okay. I don't know which one it would be. OP time. Okay, so it seems as though we're not involved with him at this point. Second killing already. Okay. I think all the... well, at least the 5 main victims were all, like... royal names, essentially. Like Elizabeth, Mary, Anne, stuff like that. I think. So I don't know which one that is. Let's take a punt. Let's go with number 2 was... let's say number 2 is Elizabeth. Why not? Just take a guess. Also, is this the first time we've had the subtitle in the OP? Can't remember. Here we go. Phantom of Whitechapel. I don't know if it's that simple necessarily, but still. Sure. That is a genuine concern. Yeah, there's also that. Oh boy. Yep. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. We have a mission. Hmm. Yep. Hmm. Hmm. It's gonna be involving Whitechapel. 2501. Smashing. Uh. Mm-hmm. Don't argue. Why send 4 people to get a single safe deposit box? Hmm. Yep. All shall be revealed when you get there, I bet. Yep, seems to be back. Sure. Mm-hmm. It's a robbery in progress. Yep. This is probably why we're here. Yeah. He knew it was happening. Mm-hmm. Already, already working. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Obviously. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure it was. It's one way to do it. Mm. How anyone believes the cop did that, though? You know. Yes. Oh, who were they? Hmm. There's all a setup. Makes perfect sense. Why do you send all four of you there, you know? How's this? Hmm. What the hell is this? Jack Renfield, okay. Ah. Jack the Ripper, okay. So not Jack the Ripper, but Jack the Ripper from Afghan Worker. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Can't have been a name that circulated much in media then. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. He's a client. So now he's fully suited up. Hmm. Lord Rockwell, okay. Ah, okay. Mm-hmm. Former British military. Mm-hmm. Yes, feeble old man. You definitely look feeble. Ah, okay. He's gonna be our she sure. Just tell by the eyes immediately. Not that they need too much help with that. Right, this goes against what we're trying, so we want to get rid of this. We don't want to utilize this at all, we want to purge it. Of course, everyone's uneasy. Oh. Might be that might be their objective at the end of the day. To wreak this amount of chaos. Okay. Yeah, the device. If those paws weren't getting killed... Oh, they're bringing Bloody Sunday in, okay. Then actually get the killer. They won't be angry if the killer's gone. So I didn't say yes to that. What are you gonna, Sherlock? Okay, we have an insider, of course we do. Yes. Yeah. And they never will be. They're going with the multiple killer theory. They're going the multiple killer theory, okay. Yes! I love this show. But yeah, they are going the multiple killer theory, which I think is genuinely quite likely. Because I think when you have a serial killer that does something in a particular style, it's just an easy way for you to try and absolve yourself of blame if you commit a murder. to impersonate what they've done. Therefore, that killing gets lumped in with that, and they don't even think about investigating anything more. They just assume it's got to do with Jack the Ripper. I think that's something that's been done in either previous Sherlock stories that I've seen, or it's been something I've seen in other murder-based shows. I think it might be previous murder-based shows that I've seen that happen. Alright. Next time, Phantom Whitechapel Act 2. Very nice. Oh boy, I love this show. I love this show. So good. So good. Yeah, okay, so we're going the multiple killer theory. So it's more... I don't know if it's necessarily organized. It might be an organization that's doing this. Almost certainly with the intent of causing this unrest between the police and the people. That has to be the end goal of it. And would make a lot more sense as to the motivation behind the killings like this. It's like, you could go the single person, insane, driven by a bloodlust type killer, which we've seen done in movies plenty of times. Or you could go this grander scheme plan almost to cause this unrest, turn the police and the people against each other, make Whitechapel a breeding ground for anti-police beliefs, and hope that might even spread beyond London. Because once Whitechapel's in disarray, just move over to the next borough and you can do it all over again. But yeah, multiple killer theory makes a lot of sense in this instance. The real Jack the Ripper being a former Afghan soldier. I don't know if that's actually true. I don't know if that's... hang on, so what was his name? Jack something? Hang on. It's Jack Renfield, right? I don't think... Yeah, Jack Renfield isn't actually a real person. That's made for this story. Just so they can have... just so it gives reason for Moriarty to intervene. Because I'm sure Moriarty would have intervened even if it had nothing to do with taking the moniker of Jack the Ripper from someone he truly respects. Because it goes against the idea of what... it goes against the very idea of what he's doing. It's people preying on the weak. No, you don't prey on the weak. And no matter who it is behind it, that's unacceptable. But I think it's assumed... I think he's assuming that it is someone of higher stature than the prostitutes and stuff that are being killed. I think that's what Moriarty's assuming. And it's what I would assume as well. But even still, it's... yeah, it's something for sure. I'm so happy. I'm very, very happy. Bond's introductions as well have gone very, very well. I completely understand why Moran was a bit flustered out of that. Jack Renfield, good character introduction. We're seeing Lestrade again for the first time in a little while. I'm assuming Lestrade is going to go to Sherlock in this hour. I mean, what else is Lestrade going to do? Like, I feel like that is Lestrade's entire character at this point, is like, Scotland Yard is having a bit of a problem. Let's get Sherlock. Like, that's his character, unfortunately. I wish there was a bit more complexity to him, and maybe there will be a bit more complexity to him down the line, but I think it's just a case of, things are looking bad. Let's get Sherlock. I think that's his character. He is Sherlock's early warning alarm. More or less. But it makes sense for Sherlock and... I mean, it makes sense for Sherlock and Watson to get involved in this. It really does. Like, Scotland Yard's making no headway. Turn to the greatest detective who might be able to actually figure out the identities. Or identity. They still believe it's a single killer. But William is very much convinced that it is multiple. which, again, makes a degree of sense. An organized group with the intent of causing civil unrest within Whitechapel is honestly very clever. Anyway, that's good for you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I'm loving this series so much. It is one of my favorite shows. It's one of my favorite shows that I've watched since the beginning of this channel. When we first started in winter 2020. I think this is one of my favorite shows that we've ever done, so I'm very happy to continue on with this. Leave a like if you enjoyed the episode, as well as your comments on what you thought. Don't forget to hit subscribe as well to see next week's episode, as well as the rest of the spring 2021 lineup you can find here on the channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, see you guys later.